Hello everyone, good afternoon. I hope you are well and thank you so much for joining. Let me just share my screen. I hope my screen is visible. Let's start. So I'm Nishant Bhardwaj, customer success. Am I audible first? Can anybody confirm in the
Yes,
Q&A? Okay, great, thanks. Great. So I'm Nishant Bhardwaj, a customer success advisor at Akans, and today I'll be your host for this session. This is the first webinar in our ACC series, and today topic is Mastering Documents Management with ACC Docs. Before we move into the agenda, let me quickly introduce Arcans. At Arcans, our mission is to be the partner that drives change and optimize performance for our customers. We are the largest Autodesk value-added reseller worldwide, with 11% of the Autodesk VAR market, and also a leading Bentley system for we are the leading bedless system partner. Our goal is simple: to help the construction and manufacturing industries build smarter by improving efficiency, quality, and profitability. With a global presence and strong local expertise, Argans brings both experience and proven solutions to digitalize your workflow. These are the few valuable example of our valuable customer where we assist them to digitalize their workflow with their testimonies. Now coming back to the ACC webinar series, we will be conducting 3 sessions every Friday starting today. And first session is today, Mastering Document Management with ACC Docs. Second is From Clash to Clarity, Design Collaboration and Model Coordination. And the final session would be of Smarter Project Delivery using Autodesk Build. These 3 webinars are interlinked, so I encourage all of you to register and attend each one of to get the complete outcomes. The registration link is will be available in the chat box soon. For today's session, here's the flow. We will explore how ACC Docs can help you organize, manage, and collaborate on project documents more efficiently. And please post all your questions in the chat box. We will take them up at the end. With that, let me introduce Ms. Kulsum, who will be leading today's webinar, and she will also share a quick introduction before starting. Kulsum, over to you, please.
thank you, Nishant, for introducing. So, guys, let me just share my screen and just a moment. Okay, so now we'll be talking more about ACC Docs. ACC Docs are basically Autodesk Construction Cloud documents, right? This is just a short form that we usually use. And after that, let me also introduce myself. I'm Kulsum Meram. I'm an architect by professional. I'm one of the BIM specialists over here at Alcans and one of the solution consultant as well, and I have about half a decade of experience. And moving forward, this is the agenda which we are going to talk about. So, firstly, we'll see the overview of ACC Docs. What is ACC Docs? How the features work? What are the features? How you are going to use these features? We are also going into the deep dive that how a workflow is going to be created, because the main question which arises, how review is going to be done, how workflow is going to be done for docs. So I'll be showcasing you a hands-on experience over here with that as well, how it is going to be done. After that, I'll be having a Q&A session. Whatever the queries you will be having, we'll be having a Q&A session. And before ending our session and closing our session, we have just introduced a small quiz, and I want everyone who will be sticking till the end, and I want everyone to stick over here. But let's just suppose if everyone will there, we'll also have a quiz at the end. And moving forward, firstly, like the question which comes arises, because the webinar is all about docs. We are going to talk about. So what is docs? So there are two methods: a traditional method, which we are going to see first, and another one which you can see onto my screen, a common data environment. So first, traditional method, what happens if you are not using a cloud version or ACC version? What you need to go for having a multidisciplinary project to be done, you are going for an architect to have the drawings. If you are going to a contractor to send the drawings, either through mails, WhatsApp, there will be a lot of means of communication that is going to be done. There will be a lot of revision, duplication of data, and a lot of things are going to be simultaneously done, but you won't be getting the actual footage that how it is going to be curated. and what is the latest revision which I want to work, and what is the latest revision a structural engineer has submitted or a mechanical engineer has submitted. For those traditional workflow which we follow is like that. And another method which comes is called as common data. And before moving forward and dive into this, what is common data environment, let me just showcase you a common data environment. It basically, if I give you an example, so that you can relate it to more easily, if we give you an example of Google Drive. Google Drive is also a common data environment, but that is not for our AEC industry. AECO industry, which is architecture, engineering, construction, and operation and maintenance industry. Why? Because if I put any CAD file, for an example, if I put any CAD file on a Google Drive, it won't be able to open that particular file onto that system. We won't be able to open it into a platform like that, Google Drive. If I want to work on that particular platform, I need to download it, and once I download it, it is going to be detached from the cloud. That is how your common data environment works when it has not been created by considering for a AEC industry. But what Autodesk does, they have created an environment which is specifically for AC industry, and they are going where over there we can share PDFs, we can share models, we can share IFC files, we can curate data, we can federate data over there, and all the stakeholders and all the people, all the users of a particular project can be collaborated onto that particular platform on a real time basis, so that your collaboration is going to be improved, as well as you are going to reduce the error and time which is going to be taken in a traditional method. That is how common data is going to change into your whole life cycle, whole workflow, and it will also ensure you that it is going to be a single source of truth. So that if we want to have any particular revision or version to see that what is the latest one which everyone is following, so that you can check that what is going to be followed, and there will be a single source of truth which is going to be ensuring you. That is how your common data environment will work. And Autodesk Docs, if I simply say, it's a common data environment, but for AEC. Moving forward, how our setups and standardizations work on AEC Docs. So firstly, we'll talk about the hierarchy. Hierarchy as in how people are going to be enrolled, or you can say members are going to be get into the system. So you will be having a hierarchy in a manner that a account manager can create multiple projects. Then comes in project manager. Project manager is basically who is going to handle a project 1, 2, 3 according to the complexity of the project, or you can say according to the number of the project. According to organization, it depends how many projects a project admin can handle. Then comes our user management. In there, you will be everyone is going to be there, and if I say everyone, it means all the team members of mine, all the multidisciplinary members of mine, all the stakeholders, vendors, and subcontractors are going to be into a user management. But this user management, which is a third point into my slide, it is going to be covered or done by a project admin. Only a project admin can see who is going to enter and who is going to have the access of a specific folder, because we'll be having, when we talk about docs, we have a specific accessibility for each and specific folder, because we don't want our uh, folders to be get in hands of other disciplines. We want all the information what we are doing in a secured manner. So he is also, project admin will also create a project setup for you so that you can work smoothly. And we'll be talking about how you can go and set a project onto that. And we have all the data federation so that you can federate all the data, whatever the data we have, which is related to your project onto the system. We'll be talking it about data as well. And after that, this is just an expensive design and construction ecosystem which people follow. And currently in today's session, we'll be focusing on more of docs. We are not going to focus on any of the tools, but we have explained for BIM collaborators, collaborators for coordinators, built is for field managers, and docs is for everyone. And firstly, we are tackling that how everyone can use this document management. And in document management, when we talk about document management, we are going to talk more about how your document is going to be a centrally stored space. Storage is going to be most important thing. Then comes our access and permission control, because we want all the folder wise accessibility based on the role, company, or individual. Because let's just suppose if I'm an architect, I want to have all the files under an architect permission. I don't want to give permission of my particular folder to any structural engineer or to a mechanical or systems engineer. That is how your folder permissions will work. Then comes our versioning. Versioning is basically 2D to 3D, how you version of any document. You can compare the version if it is going to be published afterwards. Let's just suppose after a week or end of a month, you have published your document. It is going to be published onto the cloud. Once you also publish this particular version, you can also check and have a visual comparison that what has been changed, what has been modified, or what are the elements which has been removed or deleted. These version comparison can also be possible at and after one more thing which is good over here is that once you select any particular version of in mind and your client says that whatever the changes you have done will be taking the changes from the previous version, so that you can also make your current to previous version to be a current version as well. Then comes our review and approval workflow, which is most important, and it is fully customizable. When I say fully customizable, you can set the number of steps it is going to have for a workflow, and how many members are going to be into a workflow, how many numbers are going to be initiated, by whom they can initiate, and how many number of days you want to allot to a particular person. All these things comes under a workflow. Then issues and task management, which is most important thing. And when I say most important, it means that whatever the clashes or coordinations which we are talking about, that your coordination is going to be on cloud. Coordination or any particular issue locations you are going to do, it is going to be coming under issues and task management. So that you can create issues, you can assign that particular issue to someone, you can also create a watcher out of it. Watcher is basically, you can say, a person who will be responsible to check if the issue has been resolved or not, or even if it is not resolved, why it is not resolved. That kind of a thing can also be done into docs, so that you can create a watcher out of it. So we'll be talking about this as well. Moving forward, there are some native tools for integration. We can directly use docs with Revit and CAD, which is for sure any 2D and 3D design you can directly send to docs from Revit environment and also from CAD environment. Then you can also view and edit your DWGs onto AutoCAD Web. If you want to open a CAD file onto native software or on a cloud, you can also simply open it through AutoCAD Web version. So your web version can also be accessible onto the cloud. Then you can also link it to your software with the cloud. Once you install your software, you can also sign in and go on to Autodesk Docs, so that all the files which is available onto the cloud can be connected or linked with your desktop as well. And we also have some support of common design formats, and let me just show you what are the most used and files that you can upload it. So these are all the viewable files that you can upload onto Autodesk Docs. We have IFC files, we have IFT, we have Revit, which is common. We can also upload a SketchUp file, MP4 file, PNG, any PDF format, Excel or Docs format. All these are the format which 2D and 3D file format which can be viewable onto cloud, so that you can simply put these kind of a file onto a cloud, and you can view also that what files we have and how what type of file we are going to look forward to. So all these things are also possible over here. Then now we'll just break our presentation into three parts. Firstly, we'll be talking about how we are going to centralize our document, because when we say centralizing document, we want a single project to be accessible for each and every one, so that if I'm from a single team of a single department of architecture, I can have a same project, and I also want to work on that particular project to have some collaboration on a real time basis. You can also give permission control over here. When I talk about permission control, what kind of permissions you want to give. Let's just suppose I'm an architect, but I'm not working onto the system, or I'm not working onto the project. So I just want to have a permission for view. So you can also create permissions according to the use of the person, that how he is going to use the file. Or if you don't want to give them the privilege to edit your file as well, you can also set your permission to be view as well. So we have permission control. Then afterwards comes our search and filter. This is most important, because when we have n numbers of document to be tackled to, we also need a search system or a filter system, so that we can find our files very easily. This will also help in issuing reports, because when we are talking about these much of files, we also need to have a specific reporting system, so that we can report where are our files, which version we are using, by whom latest it was uploaded. All those things can be done onto the cloud. Then you can, if you are in project admin settings, in project admin settings you have a lot more features. You can also decide that if a particular person needs to be come onto your project, what kind of permissions he'll be having, or what kind of modules he'll be having. In the first slide I have showcased you, we have different modules. Docs is one of them, but other than docs we have a lot of modules like build, cost, design, collaboration, model coordination, and takeoff. So according to the person or the usage of the your team, you can decide which type of product you want to have, right? Then comes a document versioning. Document versioning is basically, you see all these blue and red elements onto my screen, and these elements shows if I'm versioning, if I'm automatically publishing a drawing, then after publishing a drawing, what kind of version or what are the changes we have done. It will showcase you, and you can also create a report out of it, that what type of version, what are the elements we have changed, what are the elements we have modified, or what are the elements we have removed. So all those things can be also done onto document versioning, so that you can also access and review all your previous version very easy. It is not going to be removed anywhere. It will be always be on cloud, so that you can see and check what we have done into version O or version 2 or version 3. And you can also compare your sheets and versions quickly to identify the changes, what are the changes we have done, and it will showcase you a report, and you can also again export it in a format of Excel as well. Moving forward, our issue system, issue management. So while working on any multidisciplinary project, there will be a lot of chances that you will be having issues. And before just go on to the construction side and tackle with those issues, what we usually do, we find those issues onto the cloud and we mark them to get it resolved. And once you create any issue, you can also see what type of issue it is. You can put a lot of properties over here. You can put it as, you can assign to someone. You can also see that if I want to have a meeting with this particular issue, you can also align a meeting. You can also keep them updating according to your team, that which stakeholder is responsible to tackle this issue. And you can again assign a due date as well, that what is the due date for this particular issue to get closed. So all those features, all those properties are also possible, and you can do into issue management. And once we create in, we go on to any particular project, we'll be having n numbers of issues to tackle from. And according to the issues which you are raising, you can also define the typology, that what type of issue it is. It's a building issue, it's a coordination issue, it's a clash issue, it's a design or safety issue, what type of issue we are talking it about. All those things can also be possible onto doc, that, and again you can again export the reports. You can use search as well as filter options to generate the reports out of it. Let's just suppose for generating report, I want a week of report only. I don't, and on week of report, I also want to see only the issues which are still open. I don't want to see all the closed one. I want to see only the open one. So you can put set a filter out of it, that I want to see only the closed one, and this is the date in between, and it will generate a report for you, so that you can also manage your project very easily. So for unified project management, also it is going to be helpful for you. Then moving forward, document approval, which is again an important thing. So once we go for approval in every organization, we have a specific way of approving a sheet, or a specific way of approving our packages, right? It can be two-way, three-way, might be possible your drawing first go to GCs, then client, or might be possible first it goes to your senior architect, then a principal architect, then it goes to your GC, or then it goes to your client. That is how you can define according to your organization what kind of workflow you have. So once we again go and create a workflow, we need to define that how many steps are going to be done. You can also create any initiator, that who is going to be the initiator, and you can also create these workflow according to how, with whom you want to give this workflow to work on. Because when we work on a large scale project, we'll be having n numbers of contractors to be there. And for every contractor, we can create our workflow according to our use. Let's just suppose for one, I want only two-step workflow. For another organization, I want three-step workflow. So you can define that how many work type of workflow I want, and you can also customize whole approval workflow according to your need. And I'll be again showcasing you that how this approval workflow works, and I'll be also defining you how you can also create it very easily. And again, after this, no, this is not the end, but after this also we have reviews. Like you can also create some reviews, and you can also create reports. You can also have a transmittals if you want to create some transmittals. I think everyone might be aware of what transmittals are. Transmittals are basically a letter kind of a thing where we enclosed our drawings, our PDFs, that what type of version it is having, what type of date it is having, and what is the version is it is going to be enclosed, or number of sheet enclosed into this particular package. That is called a transmitter letter. And this transmitter letter can also be created onto the cloud, so that you don't need to maintain a 2D thing or a sheet view or PDF onto your system, so that you can easily work onto a cloud. That is how it can also be helpful. And after that, let me just go and share my another screen. Just a moment, guys. Okay. Okay. So this is sorry for that. I think my Chrome screen is visible. Nishant, it is. I think okay, it is. So currently you can see that it's a home screen for my cloud version. I have just simply gone to ACC Autodesk and sign in with my account. After once you sign in, your home page will look like this. This is my home page. And onto this home page, you can see how many assigned things are over here, how many reviews I have, and how many issues I have, how many I need to resolve the issues. And once I click on any one of it, it is a hyperlink which has been created. So you can, once you click on it, it will redirect you to that particular issue or to that particular review. And similarly, you can have bookmarks, and these all the customized card libraries that you can use. You can customize these libraries according to your need. This is your my homepage looks like. Over here, we can have it is for your whole project, which is going to be considered or assigned to you. Like for me, I have I think 3 or 4 projects, and these are going to be highlighted over here according to the location. After that, we come to our projects, and we can also create a template. Templates are basically, once I click on create project, there are proper setup that you need to set, like what type of project it is, what is the cost, and what is the location. Basically, a template can be a replacement that you, instead of going manually creation of a project, you can create a template, and after creation of template, you can use it multiple times. How your Revit works, it is basically similar to Revit as. And onto my projects, you can see I have a lot of projects which I have created. But on this particular project, you can see a create project is coming over here. But if you are a user, you won't be having this option. Only a project admin or account admin can have this particular option. They can only create the project. If you are a user, you cannot create a project. So once I create on a project as a project admin, you can see these are all the options that I have, and I need to fill one by one. Firstly comes our project name. You need to specify a project name. Then a number you need to specify. Then which account it is going to be done. Might be possible you will be having access to 2 accounts, 3 accounts. So you need to set accordingly that which account it needs to be done. Then what is the type of a project that you want to create. So let me just select it once. And once I go on to selection of my account, now I can select what type of project I'm talking it about and what type of project I'm working on and being creating on. So you can create your projects like this. You can select what type of project it is going to be. If you want to select a particular template, like I said, you can also create a customized template by yourself. You can also select a template as well. But I'm not going to select a template. After it comes your address, you can also edit these things later on if you want to do any changes into the location. If you are aware of the coordinates afterwards, then also you can put a location and address. Then comes our time zone. So you can also select your time zone according to your need. You can select any time zone. We have all the time zones over here, and according to your time zone, you can define that which time zone you are working on or which location it is on. Then comes our business unit, so that you can also select. Okay, it is not coming it over here. This basically comes that what type of business unit it is going to have. You can also select that. Then comes our start date as well as end date. It could be an approximate date as well. It doesn't need to be an actual date. You can also define it to be this is the ideal condition or this is the ideal date at which we need to follow. Then comes lastly to our project value, that what value it is going to have. You can also define it into INR. Let me just search. We have Indian currency over here as well, rupees. You can define the value of your project in rupees as well. So that is how your project is going to be created. I'm not going to create a project. I was just defining all these properties. Let me just cancel it. Okay. Now moving forward, I have, sorry, just a minute. Okay. Moving forward, I have already created a project and this is one of my project. And you can see first comes our project admin. If you're an admin, you will be having this one. Then inside is going to be complementary, even if you are having access to docs, even if you are having access for design collaboration, model coordination, build, takeoff, any file you will be having inside. Inside is basically uh, dashboard for your specific project. The dashboard which we have seen for my home, that is similar to your one particular project. If you will be having access for all the projects, you can relate to my home. But if you will be having only specific permission for one project, you can have a dashboard for a specific project as well. So you can see into my this particular project, I don't have address and weather. So this is going to become according to the address. And I haven't also created any issue. But let me just switch it to another project. Okay, I'll just switch it to this one. And once I switch it to my another project, you can see then my dashboard is going to be populated accordingly. You can see that I have design packages. If I'll be having some RFIs, if I'll be having some project issues, those are going to be coming over here. Again, you'll be having some coordination issues status, that is also coming it over here. So you again, this particular dashboard is also customizable. You can just simply click it over here. These all are the cards that you can select. After selecting your card, you can choose and replace the issues over here, right? And I'll just go back. After this is your insight. And now we'll be talking again back to docs. So in docs, first comes our settings. In settings, it is basically what we had done at the creation of the project. Setting comes out that. And after that we comes to members. So once you create a project, you need to export your members, you need to import all the members who are going to use this particular project of yours or cloud or platform of yours. So you can simply click on add member, and once I click on add member, I can add the email IDs of those people that who are going to be into my particular project or platform. Let me just add one ID because I remembered this ID. That is why I'm adding him. Okay. And once you select on enter after providing the ID, you can simply select on enter. And once you select on enter, your first name and last name is going to be done and populated automatically. But you need to define that from which company he's from. You can define your companies over here. And according to the company, it will let you select which company he's from. And after selection of the company, so that you can also create these companies in a form that you can also set and create some filters out of it, and you can also provide access according to companies. Then comes our role. So in role, you can also decide that which role he'll be having. He's an architect, so he can have an architect role. If he is an manager, he can have the role of BIM manager. And what kind of permissions he'll be having. He's going to be only a member or an administration. You can also define them. So for me, he'll be going only a member. So I'm just selecting member, and after that, you can also select what products they'll be having. Only if you have the access of the product, only then you can give the access of all the other products to your members. And you can also select what products he'll be having. He'll be having insight and docs as of now. And once you are done with all these things, you can simply select on send invitation, and your invitation is going to be sent it to him. And once he accepts this invitation, he'll be coming into my particular project, right? That is how you can add members over here. You can populate it as much as you want, one by one. And after that, you can see that I have selected this role to be his BIM manager and company. And we have the dates as well when he was added and what kind of access he have for my product. So all those access can be changed from here as well. Once you have added him, then also you can change the access of your product, like what product he'll be having the access of, right? This is how we add our members. Now moving forward, we'll be having files. So in files, we need to define the structure of folders that you will be creating. For creation of our folder structure, it depends according to your organization to organization as well, like which access we'll be having, what type of project folder structure we are going to follow. In my case, I have created this folder structure to be like this. We have WIP, work in progress, shared folder, coordinated, published, pre-construction, construction, and some folder for document. To create a folder, you can also upload files, but to create a folder, I'll be going into these three dots. Once I click on these three dots, I have these much of options that I can add a subfolder. I can select what type of sorting I want. You want alphabetical order or Z to A or A to Z or a date order as well. You can select it according to your need. If you want to upload any file, you can also simply select upload and you can upload a file as well over here one by one. If you want to link any file, so linking is also possible, that you want to link a file over here, you can do that as well. And if you want to export the log in an Excel form, that can also be possible for you to do that from here. But for now, I'll be just simply selecting on add folder, and once I select on a add folder, I can give it a name that okay, I'm just typing it over here, strategy. And once I given the name, a folder has been created. Now again, if you want to make it over here more subfolders, you can define according to the discipline, that what discipline we are going to cover it into this particular folder. You can define all the disciplines one by one so that you can have the discipline wise as well, that what folders we'll be having, right? This is how we are going to populate it. If I show you, we have WIP already been created, and after my WIP, I have defined it into a form of stages of a project like concept, schematic, detail design, then as build. I've defined them to be like this, and onto my schematic folder, again I have defined it into a form of discipline, like which discipline comes first: architecture, structure, mechanical, plumbing. Every discipline you can define it one by one. And once you define all the files of yours, you can simply go on to this particular folder, and you can also collaborate your file. That can also be possible. For collaboration, we'll be talking about more towards collaboration into the next webinar. But if you simply want to upload your file, you can click on these upload option, and you can simply either drag and drop, or you can go and browse your file folder as well. So both the options are available to over here that you can go. And you can see I have uploaded these much of files. So in my files, you can see these are some files that I have been uploaded. So you can simply click on it because you want to see that how in 3D it looks like, or how in 2D it looks like. What are the documents we have over here in this particular file, and what is the current version. So I have recently uploaded this all these files. That is why they'll be having version of FV1. But let's just suppose I want to have a version of V2. I can again re-upload it, and you can also create these to be V2, V3, and have a comparison between the versions. After that, one important thing or a tip you can say over here, you can also create some attributes over here. Attributes are basically, let's just suppose I have versions over here, but my file which we follow or revisions which we follow comes under R1, R2, R3. That is how we follow it. For that, you can create some attributes by yourself. Let's just suppose I want to create an attribute for revision label. I can create it into revision label. If I want to have a attribute, only attribute I want to create, I can also create an attribute by myself. Let's just suppose I'll select it over here, that this attribute is going to be a revision number for me. So I'm selecting a revision number. Then you can select what type of field it is having. It is basically a metadata that you are going to input it over here. So I'll select it to be a text field. You can define a description over here, but in my case, I'm just skipping it and create. Once I create it, I'll again go on to my files. These are comes under your advanced settings. You can just simply go on to settings, and these are can be coming over there. And now if I go down onto my revision status, you can see I have, okay, it has not been done. Let me just try to reload it, and let me just check if it is being done or not. Okay, no, it is not coming. Let me just see one more time. Okay, let's just go again back to revision. Okay, we have revision, and let me just move it towards after version, right? So I have done it to be after version, and so that my it is going to be defined after description. Now over here my revision needs to be coming, but I think because of the reloading, it is not coming right over here. But you can see once you have done your attribute to be created, your attribute is going to be coming it over here. And once you have defined your attribute is also going to be coming over here. Let me just add those attribute as well. Just a moment. I'll select it, I'll save it. Once I save it, it is going to be coming over here. Now you can see I have attribute. I can define that what revision it is, because your revision is going to be, or your version is going to be changed once you upload or publish any file. So you cannot track it by the name of version, but we usually follow in Indian practices. We always follow revision number. So I can set my revision number to be R1 or R2, whatever the version or revision number we are following, we can set it by ourselves. You can define these type of attribute as well, and you can also go on to these settings and define these one by yourself, right? So this is how our attributes are going to be created. And once you have created your attribute, now we are going to talk about how you can create issues, how you can see your project. So for that, first let me just open this one project of mine, and just to showcase you how your 3D will look like. Okay, it is taking some time, and it is going to be opened in a moment. Okay. Now you can see that it's a particularly a model over here which has been created into my system, my project. It's a center over here, and in the center I have all the options over here. Options as in, let's just suppose if I select this particular wall and I want to know the properties of this wall, so you can simply select on the properties, and onto this properties all the metadata which is related to your this particular element is going to be coming out over here. So you can see all the properties which is over here. Then we have option to orbit around. We can pan, we can fit so to view our particular project. You can also create some zoom windows. Let's just suppose I want to create a zoom window. Let me just select it over here. I can also create some zoom window to have a zooming into a selection spot. That can also be done. You can also create some section analysis. If you want to have some sections to be done created over here, you can create some sections as well. So this is how your 3D will look like. In 3D, again, we have some issues that we can create. So if let's just suppose if I want to create an issue over here. Okay, let me create it over here. Let's just suppose I have an issue over here that my structure is not being visible very much. So I can create an issue out of it. You need to just simply select on the stick, and you can also go it over here so that you can see what are the issues we have. So if I select on issue, you can select that what type of issue it is having. So for me, it's a coordination issue. So I can select that what type of issue it is having. And once I click on that particular space, it is going to be created or done over here, right? After creation of this issue, you can see it has been published right now. But if I want to unpublish it again, I can simply unpublish it. And you can also see what is the title. If you want to change the title, you can change it the title over here. You can create the status. You can set the status afterwards, that what is the status. This particular issue has been opened, closed, whatever the status we are going to set it. You can set your status over here. Is it in pending? Is it in review? Is it in draft? What type of status it is having? Then comes our description. If you want to provide any description, you can also provide a descriptions over here. So let me just type it over here. Structure missing. Like that, you can define all these spaces over here. If you want to assign it to some person, you can simply select the ID, and once you either it can be a person, it can be a role, or it can be a company. Let's just suppose I want to assign to all the BIM managers, so that I can simply assign it to BIM manager, and according to that, all the notifications are going to BIM manager, and they can see that it has been the issue has been raised, and this has been assigned to all the BIM managers. Then you can also define the due date, what is the due date, start date, and you want to add some attachments. Let's just suppose you want to add a PDF file over here or an image over here for a reference. You can also add some attachments over here. That is how your issue is going to be created. And once you have created the issue, you can see those issues over here, that this is our the issues. Then we have some viewpoints over here. You can also save some viewpoints one by one. You want to save your viewpoints, which is a new feature, that you can also save some viewpoints over here by selecting either by tag. If you have created sub tags, with that also you can create it over here, and your tags and everything is going to be created over here. We can use these levels over here, that we have levels. According to levels, you can set your views, that which particular level you want to see. Let's just suppose I want to see B1 level. I can see B1 level over here. And in my B1 level, we don't have anything. So we'll go to C1 level, C level and or 0 level. You can see it over here. Now we have this level and it is now incoming with over here. Like according to levels also you can set it. And if you want to see all the 2D sheets, in particular this project, I don't have any 2D sheets. But let's just suppose I want to see the 2D sheets. I'll just show you over here. So we have 2D sheets over here so that you can see the sheets. And over here you have some basic commanding tools as well, like markup tools. If you want to put any markup, you can use these tools. These are also going to be published so that any other members of your team can see that what are the markups has been published over here. So you can use these tools. We have measurement. You can also put some photos over here. You can also create some snapshots. So your snapshot is also going to be done and you can again publish it for your reference. You can add a reference over here as well. So that can also be done.
Kulsum, you are on mute.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not sure how it happened. So let's just suppose if I
Just 10
go on.
seconds before, yeah.
Okay. Let's just suppose I want to see all the 3Ds of mine. So 3Ds are going to be coming it over here. So you can see your 3Ds as well over here. So it is going to be set it into again when we are going to talk about how you are going to create a collaborative environment for your Revit folders or your Revit files with docs, then we'll be telling you how you can set your publishing settings as well. That how which folder specifically you want to publish or which file specifically you want to publish. We'll be talking about that as well into our next session. Right? So this is all about how you can simply see your 2D and 3D. Now I'll just go back and I'll just showcase you the comparison, how our comparisons work. So, okay, just a moment. I'll just simply select it over here on versions. So you can see that I have different version onto this particular file. So I have V3 version, V4 version. If I want to see the versions, I can simply select the version, click on comparison, and it will select. It will show me what comparison, what are the changes we have done. So what is the comparison over here? So that thing can also be possible. And at any moment of time, you want to see that this particular version of mine is my latest revision or is it is my current one. So you can also make any previous version or any version of yours to be current as well, so that all the properties, all the elements with that is also going to be restored. So whatever you have done now, it is going to be my current. That thing can also be possible when you go for version history. You can set your previous version to be your current version as well, right? Now, after that, we have specifications as well. In specifications, you can add some files of yours. Let me just show you specification into this one. Just a moment. I think I have did upload one file. Okay, just a moment. Okay, basically a PDF file which we use for specification, we can upload it over here and it can be done in a manner of you can set a version, you can set the issue date, you can also set the receive date, and this particular BOQ of yours is going to be attached with your project. That is how you can use specification, and it is going to read all the files of yours which is going to be in a PDF format or in Excel, that what BOQ we are going to follow. So this specific one is for specification. Then comes our reviews. Like I said, you can create multiple reviews over here. If you want to select any package of your or send your package to any particular workflow, you can create that workflow. So firstly, let me just show you case you briefly how you can create workflow. So if I go on to setting, I can simply create approval workflow. Once I select on approval workflow, you need to define that how many steps are going to be coming into this one. That it is going to be a one-step workflow, it is going to be a two-step workflow, it is going to be a three-step workflow. How many steps I am going to follow this? So let's just suppose I'll go with 3 steps. Once you select on 3 steps, it will showcase you a brief overview that how it is going to be done. That first your initial, you are going to initiate a review, then initiate reviewer will check, then again in an initial reviewer 2 will check, then final reviewer will check. So that is how this approval will work. And if I select on next, And once I select on next, approval workflow is going to be created. I need to pick the name, that what is the name of this particular workflow. You can set the name, and if you are following any standards or BEP plan, which is BIM execution plan or BIM implementation plan, according to that you can set a name for this workflow, because it is going to be mentioned into those reports that what specific workflow we need to follow for according to disciplines, according to your contractors or subcontractors, right? Then comes our initiator. Again, for initiator, you can define either a user, either a role, or a company. If it is a company that you want to give this particular workflow to, you can select the name of the company, and according to that, all the members who are going to enlist into the company can initiate this review, which is an important thing. You cannot have the workflow to be created and give it to all the members. You need to specify each and every workflow according either to company or either to your role, right? And I'll just select Afaxa over here, that he'll be the one to be initiator. Then comes our reviewers. So in reviewers, you can select a multi-reviewer or you can select a single reviewer. Multiple reviewer basically means that you can allowing multiple people to have a review. Only one person is going to be a primary reviewer. Without that or without that person to review, your workflow won't move forward. So it is need to be a mandatory thing that who is going to be a primary one or key reviewer. We call it key reviewer. So one is going to be key reviewer, another is going to be your optional reviewer, right? So you can set it according to your need. Then comes our again, you need to define the member who are going to be the member to review this particular file as the initial reviewer one. Then how many days or time you want to set and allow to, that it is going to be calendar days or it is going to be working days. So you need to define, right? And then same goes for your second reviewer, that who is going to be a second initial reviewer. Again, you need to set the times and you need to define that who is going to be your reviewer over here. So that is again need to be defined over here. Then comes our final reviewer. Final reviewer is basically a person who is going to have the actual decision that this particular package that you have shared has been approved or not. And for approval purpose, we have these final review status or icons that you can redirect to. If those people will be going to approve your workflow, this icon will come. If this is going to be rejected, this one will come. If it is going to be approved with comments, you can have this one. You can also create some new status as well, but we have only 3 icons. We don't have any more icons. We have only 3 icons. So according to that also, you need to define your statuses, right? Then we have some options over here, like if you want a copy to be saved or placed anywhere once your file is going to be approved, you can also define it that where it is going to be approved, right? So that thing can also be done over here. You can simply select create a copy once it is going to be approved, right? In my case, again, I'm not going to create this one. You can simply, once you have done all the properties, you can simply select on save and it is going to be created, right? Now I'll go on to back to reviews. In reviews, you can see I have these reviews, and if I show you how the activity looks like, so this is the review. You can again generate a report out of it. If you want to generate a report, you can simply select on the review and you can have the exportation option over here, that it is going to be exported. Then you can have the progress report, by whom it was initiated, who was the approval, when was the email notification has been sent, and when it was created, all activities are going to be done over here. So these things can also be seen onto your progress report, right? So this is how your review will work. And after that, transmittal works. Transmittal are basically the letters which I have mentioned it at the start, that it is a letter that you need to, once you need to define the package, what packages you want to submit for your review or for your approval purpose, you can create transmittals for that. You can see if I create a transmit, select on create transmitter, it will ask me that what are the files and documents you want to attach in between within this. So I need to select the options. So let me just select one file of mine. Just a moment, I'll select this one. Once I select on this one, you can select the project members, that who are the project members over here with whom you want to send this file. You can put a message over here. You can select more file, and you can also select on that email me a copy of the notification as well. So you can check on this one. But for me, again, I'm just going to cancel this one. Then comes our issues. Issues are basically whatever the issues we have raised at the 3D model is going to be coming over here as well, so that you can still see your issues. You can also create some issues from here as well. That is also possible if you want some issues which is basically your commissioning issues, right? That is not related to any particular model. It is related to only the commissioning. You want to inquire something or you want to say something. For that also you can create some issues. And for issues, again, it is going to be coming it over here. Once you click on the issue, it will still show you the thumbnail of that particular issue which we have created, and all the report is going to be done over here. You can see the reports over here, and if you are the one who have created the issue, you can also select it to be closed. Once the issues has been done or resolved, you can select it to be closed as well, right? And you want to again export all the issues for any management purpose or to for tracking purpose. If you are a PM, a project manager, then also you can simply select on create report and it will export a report for you, right? So you can export a report out of it also, and you can use these search bar and filter option. Like I said, you can select according to your need, that if I want date wise my reports or clash reports or issue reports, you can select a date as well, that this was the start date and this was the end date, or this was the end date, this was the due date and this was the start date. That also way you can create some filters out of it and you can export your reports, right? And in reports, basically all the reports comes which we have already been talked about, that how you are going to export these reports, right? Lastly comes our bridge. Okay, bridge is basically if you have multiple projects. Okay, just a moment, guys. Let me just showcase you this onto my another. Okay, bridge is basically sharing of information across projects as well as across accounts. If you want to have a more elaborative and you have a lot of projects which is going on onto your different accounts, because we have accounts as well, different accounts. For that also you want to synchronize between your different accounts. That can thing can also be possible, but this thing can also be only be done with the use of bridge, so that you can share your files, you can share your sheets onto one project or onto another project. Let's just suppose we have account owner A, then B, then C. These are three account owners. These are all these three accounts belong to different persons, or either persons or they are the account members themselves. So I want to share the files to have a synchronized collaboration. So I can use bridge in that scenario, so that I can share my files easily, all the files, all the sheets, and we can have the access. We can also create some automation. Automation is going to be done once you set a bridge between two particular accounts. It will be done every time. Once there you will be uploading any file, once you will be publishing any file, with that also your bridge is also going to be published onto another account with which you have linked this particular one. It is basically a linking which is going to be done between two accounts on a particular project. So that is how bridge will work for you. And for again for bridge we'll be more talking it about onto our next webinars, so that you can have more clarity that how your bridge will work, right? And that was all for Autodesk Decks. I hope everyone will okay, everyone was here till the end. Now moving forward, just a moment, I just want to stop my sharing my screen. Just a moment, I'll reshare it again. Just a moment. Okay. Like I said, we have a small quiz, right? And I just want everyone to participate. And we have around, I think, 120 people. So this is the QR code. You guys can scan it over here, and after that we'll take Q&A section, right? So you can have it. You just need to scan the QR code, and once you are going to join the quiz, it will showcase me. Okay, sorry. You can scan this one because no one has scanned it yet. So I'm just waiting for people to scan it. Okay, one person has scanned. Okay, more. I want more people to scan this one. Only 7 people have scanned. Okay, okay, Okay. Okay. It's a very small quiz. We don't have many questions. It's just for an interactive thing. We have added this one. So I want everyone to participate into this. Okay, 30 people. Guys, please be more interactive and add this. Okay, 34. More people. Okay, 40, 41. Okay, it's going good. I think it is going good. Okay, 53, 55. Guys, please do it fast because we also have some limited time. That is why I'm saying.
And then we will be having Q&A session as well.
Correct, correct, correct. Okay,
That's amazing.
60 people have joined. Okay, we'll wait for 10 more seconds and then we'll go for the quiz. Okay, because we have some time constraints. That is why. Okay, okay, okay. I'm just going to do next. Okay. And in between also, if you want to go, you can go. So first question arises is what is the primary purpose of ACC Docs in AEC industry? You have 20 seconds and left with 10 seconds. So we have option as 3D modeling, document management and collaboration, cost estimation and scheduling. And once you are done with your answer, we can go on to next and let us analyze that how many people have answered this one. So around 47 people have answered. Let me just, okay, it is getting analyzed. Let me just have a look. Okay, it is analyzing. Okay, it doesn't take this much of time, but it is taking. Okay, just a moment, guys. I'll just stop share my screen. Let me see why it is still analyzing.
In the meanwhile, guys, please register for the second
Yes,
webinar. I have pasted the
yes.
link in the chat box, and that will be from Clash to Clarity, Design Collaboration, and Model Coordination.
Okay, 96 people have gone to. Okay, I think because of the number of participants, it is taking this much of time. Okay, let me just reshare my screen again so that everyone can see. Okay, 96 people have corrected the right answer. Only 4% have said to be modeling. Okay, and that's a good start to be go with. And now the next question which comes is which of the following can be stored in common data environment, which is CDE, and you have 15 seconds left for that to answer. And it also counts your timing of clicking. So that also it is going to be included once you go for on the answers. And after 3 seconds it will take the analysis, and once we are good with the analysis, okay, 88 people have said to be all of the above. And yes guys, you are right, and who have only said photos and data are wrong, because we were talking all about drawings and models. Photos and data was just a small part, so it concludes all of it. Okay, moving forward, what feature help teams track updates, avoid working on outdated files in ACC Docs? Version control, file locking, autosave, and notifications only. And I think we have talked about it very quite extensively, so that you guys must know this one. And I think we'll give it to be 100%. So let's just move forward. Okay, not 100%, but 83 is also good. And guys who have said to be auto 7 notification only, I don't know. Matlab, you need to have the clarity over here. Right, so the right answer was version control. Then ACC Docs workflows are mainly used for creating 3D renders, automating approvals and reviews, sending bulk emails, generating bills. And I want 100% of it because the all the other options are obviously no answer. So after 3 seconds, let's just go with moving forward. Okay, 89. That is also good, but guys, generating bill we haven't even talked it about. Right? Might be possible we'll talk it about onto our later webinars, but we haven't talked it about in this one. So it only automate your approvals and reviews. Right? So this is one of the answers. Now, which role benefits most of from centralized data environment? Project manager, contractor, architect, engineer, all the stakeholders. I think you guys can relate to my presentation first, second, or third slide if you were in giving the intention over here. Okay, moving forward, 76 have given the right answer, all the one, right? Architects, engineers, we have also defined it to be into different disciplines that you can have the multidisciplinary coordination with your subcontractors, vendors, and everyone. We are going to talk about it over here. So all these stakeholders. Now let us see who are the winners of this. Thinkaran, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right or not.
Yeah,
Grinch
it's
and
Tina Karan.
Debabrata.
Yeah.
Yes. So you guys were the winners and you have answered the questions in 43 seconds, which were very amazing. Okay, that's all for this one. Thank you guys for your actively
So let's have a
participation.
Q&A as well, Kulsum.
Yes, yes. Just a moment. I'll just stop sharing and have the Q&A. Okay.
Yeah.
Centralized document can be used anywhere in world. Yes, it can be. Then how much space we will get in a cloud? Space is not limited. You can have the space as much as you want. We don't have any limitation on it, right? Next was how to add roles. I think I have told you that once you add a member, while adding a member you can define that what role he'll be having, right? So that is how you can do. How to import or export folder structure of project to new in use project. This is a good question, and like I told you, you can use bridge for this one. And for bridging we'll be talking a bit about in our next session how to do the bridge. But you can use bridge for this one so that all the folder structure of your current one can be used to a new folder project, right? Okay. Is there any way to upload folder to ACC? Uploading folder is not an option right now. You cannot upload folder. We can just upload file, right? Then we create a standard workflow, but the initiator is unable to change the approval. Any solution? This one can only be done who have created the workflow or who are the account admin or project admin. Initiator won't be having this option. They cannot change the approval because it is going to be set it once. You cannot change the approval while you are going for a review. You cannot do that. That is why it needs to be done from either the project admin side or the account admin side. What is the difference between B360 and ACC? Okay, BIM 360 and ACC. Only the difference is the you can say older and the newer version. If I talk in layman terms, in BIM 360, it is basically that you have BIM 360 Glue for design collaboration. Another module comes to another names, but in ACC, everything is defined into one module. In ACC, you have different modules, like I showed you. We have docs, then we have build, then we have takeoff, we have design collaboration, model coordination, all consistent into one. Okay. Then how to do create workflow specifically consumed folder. This one we'll be talking about in design collaboration because consume folder comes only in that one when we are going to talk about design collaboration, right? Please share with us today's webinar recording. Yes, we will, and we'll share with you afterwards. Will you explain role-based access control in further webinars? I think yes, I'm not quite sure about it, but if you want to know more about it, you can go with the recording because I think I have explained it. So yes, you can go with the recording. Maximum workflow step can add how many? We have a template which has already been there. Uh, how many maximum you want? That is a question which is going to be arised over here. Okay. How can we add RFI in application? RFIs is only going to be coming into build. We don't have RFIs in docs. You need to use for RFIs if you want to have. It is going to be coming under build, which is our third, which is going to be coming into our the last webinar, third webinar. It means we have to create multiple review workflow. Yes, if you are dealing with multiple stakeholders, you need to create it. Can we raise RFIs in docs? No. Is the ACC Docs accessible for people with Autodesk licensed software, or it needs to be purchased separately? No, Docs comes under your AEC collection. I think Nishant, I'm not wrong. It comes under your AEC collection. You have Docs over there. You don't need to purchase
Yes.
it
Yeah, it
separately.
comes under AEC collection.
Yes. Is there any other option for reviewer if initiator and approver are absent so review can change the approver and check? No, we don't have this option. The one who have created the approval workflow, only he can change or they can change. Maximum workflow steps we can add. We already have a predefined template, like I said, around 5 or 6 uh, steps you can add. Major difference between 360 and ACC, like I said, it's basically that we have two different versions. ACC is a newer version and modules are not defined separately. You don't need to go into another URL. It is defined into one thing. And in BIM 360, you have different URLs. You have different modules for specifically to do one particular thing. That is the major difference. Can we add more than a 10-step workflow? I am not sure. I need to check this one. I think we cannot. More than 10 it is not possible till yet. Okay guys, I think can we check the drawing in docs and give the comment to stakeholders? Yes, you can do it. In 2D one you can do that. Okay. I think
Anyone
we
wants
have
to speak as well, like if they want, like they can't write the question. Anyone, they can raise their hand and I can unmute them. So we have two hand raised. Mr. Arif, if you want to talk, I unmuted you.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
yes, yes.
Yeah, so thank you for this webinar. Thank you so much. I have two questions because we are using ACC Docs and Build. The real challenge we face is related to revision. So when you update the revision in the revision field, which is attributes, is it like any way to auto detect the revision? Because this is manual and this is error. Like, I mean, we expect error from people. Because, for example, today I have a document which is revision 00, and I have to update the document revision 01. If you go to a platform like Econex or Newforma or whatever, which is a document management system, it automatically realizes the revision and it doesn't allow me to add the revision manually. Because the challenge is, like for example, in manual, people is simply drag drop the document and revision stays 00 in some cases. Is there any way we can do this auto update?
We don't have specifically this particular thing which you are asking, but you can have a revision label so that once your
Yeah,
version
but
is
that's
going to
manual,
be
right?
changed. Yes, yes.
Okay,
That
okay.
that is manual. No, you were talking about attribute, but I'm telling you about revision label. Revision label, once your version is going to be upgraded, your
Yeah, but
revision will
version is
flag
not
into.
revision.
Yes,
Version is
version
how
is
many
not
times you upload.
uploaded, right?
I'm
That is why
talking
we
about
have talked
revision.
about. No, we don't have any automatic thing
Ah,
for
okay,
that or
okay,
specific one.
okay, okay. Okay, and so I think I have another question. For example, when I have a document, we are using review. And the challenge with review is people like using the markups in the cloud. The challenge is when we download the PDF, for example, supplying to during an handover or having PDF to an external party which is not in cloud, for example. So when you download the PDF, the markup doesn't come with the
No, it
PDF.
doesn't come.
We
Yes,
have
it
to we
doesn't.
have to we have to do the export, but export helps if we have any limited number of PDFs. But when we do a bulk download for a specific folder, it always keeps on running and it fails. Is there any way we can download the markups with the PDF?
For that, I think we can use build with docs. It is not possible yet. We also
Even with build, we have the same problem. I mean, it's not coming. I don't know if I'm doing some mistake or there's a problem with like some command which is similar to export, but it can do bulk, you know.
yes,
Because
I
for
got your point
handover,
because
we are
hmm,
handing over to the client as a doc, like a folder level. So at folder level, we
yes,
don't have an option to export.
correct. At folder level, we don't have an option to export. And secondly, once you do for bulk one, it doesn't come as the export. I need to check it with the build because I do have a thing that might be possible. It is been possible in build. So either you can have expect your answer in a third webinar of
No
this.
worries, no
Or
worries.
I have pasted my contact details.
Yes,
So
yes.
Arif, if we can connect later as well.
No
In the
worries,
meanwhile,
no worries, Nishan.
yeah, great.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you. Can we open higher version file? Open lower version of Revit. Degrading is not possible. If you're only talking about Revit and it is not related to ACC, you cannot downgrade your version. That is a limitation over here, and we need to work with the limitation using this. Can we know that during reviewing our document how many users live on that file? No, that is also not possible yet. We cannot see that how many users are live on this file.
Hello.
And hello,
Yeah, hi
yeah.
Ajay sir.
Yeah, hi. Actually, I have a doubt because sometimes we are facing on uploading a PDF, but that PDF is a very low quality. Can any other option for increase the quality of PDF or document? Is there any option?
Increasing the quality if it has been
Yeah.
uploaded or published using ACC, like a collaboration is going to be done, the quality is not going to be degraded. But you already have some PDF and it is in downloaded quality, we cannot upgrade or enhance.
Okay. So any other tool so that
Any
can help
other
us
tool? What
because
kind of
sometimes
PDF
just a
you are
simple
having?
PDF file because sometimes we get the PDF file from vendors or our customer.
Okay.
So this PDF file is very low in size and very bad quality. But we need to upload the document in ACC, but this PDF quality is not good. So how we increase the quality and enhance the PDF other things as well pixels.
Yes, I got your point, but again, I'm not quite sure with this one, so I'm so sorry, but
Okay.
I'm not sure how we can increase this quality of PDF.
Okay. So any other one more doubt during we review our file. So how many people are live there on same time, and can we see that is it working or not?
How many people are live? No, we
On
cannot see how many people are live. You can only see the workflow or activity report, like by whom it was done. That is only be possible. You cannot see that how many people are currently opening this particular file of yours.
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
No,
Hi.
I,
Myself, Sudeep. Actually, I'm some questions, not one question. Um, can we upload our RT file also in ACC via Rabbit?
which file?
RT file,
RVT file?
RTE template file.
RT template file. I think yes, we can.
That we can only drag and drop. But is there any option we can
From
upload it from Revit?
from collaborative point of perspective, you are saying?
Yes.
I think yes, we can do, and we'll be covering it into the next webinar. Collaboration and model coordination, both is going to be covered into
I
next.
am asking for uploading in the sense in the from Revit, how we are going to upload. I'm not talking about drag and drop. Do you have any option?
I think with the no with RTE file we cannot. We don't have a tab for collaborate over there.
Okay. Second thing, you are also asking for quantity takeoff. Quantity
Quantity.
takeoff means it's a
Okay.
BOQ. Is
Okay.
something there? No, I just saw that one.
In ACC, yes, it is
Yeah,
there.
there.
In ACC, it is there.
In SSC, it is there. So if your Revit model is not correct, how we are going to take quantity from your BOQ? So that will be a same percent correct.
Sir, if your model is not accurate, you
Hmm.
cannot extract the BOQ. You
Accurate.
need to work
Yeah.
from scratch
Okay.
till the end on the same platform with the same manner, having all the BPs to be intact.
Okay, so you are telling me whatever is the Revit is there, that same going to in your ACC is going to visible. Am I correct?
Yes, yes. It
Can
is
you
not going to enhance. It is not going to enhance.
so how we are going to extract? You are telling me, so that meaning whatever you are telling, that is incorrect. Is
Sorry,
that
sir, I
meaning I
didn't.
am you would understand or not? Whatever we have in Revit, same thing goes to your ACC, but ATC going
No,
to give the same value or not? That I need to understand.
sir, for takeoff, if you want to know about takeoff, I'm not the one who will be having this
Okay, so
webinar.
you okay.
Another
Sir, for
person is
takeoff,
going to be
we will be
special.
having the
Yes,
third and final webinar, and that will
Okay,
be taken by the separate resource and the
okay,
correct.
separate
okay.
resource,
Got it.
and
Okay.
I'm
there
not.
you can
I don't
ask.
have expertise into that. That
So,
is why I'm also not
Okay.
showcasing.
Okay. So my next question is, when you are giving a markup on your docs,
Yes,
yeah, if next version, if we miss that sheet to be published, are that comment will be there or it will go up?
they'll be there, staying there,
Are
because
you
you have
sure?
missed that self. I think yes.
Can you show me once?
Sir, actually, we don't have that much of time. We
Yeah.
already
sir,
made it
what I
done.
recommend, you already have my
Yes,
email ID and number. Let's connect on Monday, and we will schedule a separate session for half an hour, according to your queries. And
Okay.
this is for everyone
yes.
as well, because just because of the time constant, we have to end the webinar. No,
Okay.
I have put my email ID and my contact details in the chat box. Please note down, and I strongly recommend to register for the second webinar as well. And
Okay.
next week, let's connect and have a separate session individually to have
Um,
different questions as well.
can you share your
Yes, sir.
mail ID or number also once? I
All
want.
okay. Also, I've
Yeah,
already shared once, like, but I can just do it again. No worries.
because I not get it.
Okay, just give me a moment.
It is visible in the chat box to everyone, and it
Yes,
is for
but in a
everyone. If you
mm,
I have put it again. Please check and confirm.
I not received Sachin Kadam is last one. I see still
No,
that
no,
you
one.
don't
are
open the
on to
Q&A. Just
Q&A.
open the
You
chat.
are not. Yes, open the chat, not on Q&A. And guys, for
Uh,
everyone, it is same.
okay.
We are going to
Chat.
end this
Okay, okay,
The
okay.
session.
left.
Sorry. I checking
Yeah,
in wrong thing. So you were
yeah.
Yes.
Nishit Bharadwaj. Okay.
Nishant. Yeah, it's Nishant Bhardwaj. I'm from the
Oh,
customer success team, sir. Let's connect, and
okay.
we can schedule a separate session as well.
Okay.
And just wanted to say thank you
And
for
I have
everyone.
1 minute. I have one more question to worry ask is.
Yeah, yeah.
So in a one time, how many files we can upload in? How many files we can upload in ACC?
How many files?
How
Number
many
of
files
files
is
you
the
want
number?
to know?
Yes, yes.
I'm not sure, sir, about the numbers because I haven't tried it. But if you are having good quality of internet and you
Mm,
want to upload as much as your file, you can upload it. It will take time according to the quality of your files, according to the size of your files, as well as on your network
network.
because you are uploading
Second,
it onto the cloud.
yeah, one more thing. Do you have a knowledge of your desktop connector?
Yes, yes. But
So can I,
again, I
that is, okay, you are not the expertise on that. Yes?
no,
No,
I do
no.
have, but we already have a lot of time extended, and I have the
Okay. Then I
time
have
to
conclude that
upload this
one.
one.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah,
No, thank you, guys.
But surely,
yeah.
sir,
See,
we will
guys.
connect again. You have my number.
Yes,
Just let's call and let's
yes, yes.
arrange one meeting, a small meeting on Teams, and we can connect over there next week.
Small meeting not
Sure,
going
sure.
to happen. We need a 1 day to understand your things.
Okay, we can
Yes,
do
sir,
that as
we can do that as well.
we can
But
do that.
again,
Okay.
right now we have constraint of time. We are
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
exceeded.
Yeah. Bye
Okay.
bye.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye, and thank you everyone for joining today's session on mastering
Thank you,
documents
everyone.
management with ACC Docs. So, on behalf of Akans, I would like to thanks once again, and please register for the next link, like next webinar. Thank you so much, and have a great day, all of you. Thanks, and thank you so much, Kulsum, for the effort you made today. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.